What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today you join me on a drive with another viewer's car. This is a BMW M5 F90 first edition. So that is why you have this matte dark red paint. You might remember when it was introduced, these were the first cars delivered. 400 of them were made, and well, back then I didn't really like it. I thought the matte red, I mean, we saw it on the F10 competition edition or some special edition of the F10 back then, and then they came out with this a bit darker but still kind of the same matte red. However, now I think it is a very cool car. I love the fact that it is one of 400, and I also think that this car's accents and lines really, and I think that the matte fuck. Okay, so we had a little intruder there on the camera. I think that the matte red paint really complements the lines and the accents on this car. So today I'm going to show you around it. I'll show you the spec, I'll show you the interior, stuff like that, and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast, because it is also not stock. It has had an Evolve tune with an Venturi intake, Venturi extra scoop bits over there, turbo inlet pipes, XHP for the gearbox, catless downpipes, and CSF charge coolers as well. So at the front we've got a very good looking car. I mean, one of the reasons why I love driving these F90s now, after not driving them for a while, is that is such a good looking car, right? I think this is what an M5 should look like, apart from the fact that I think they should have had wider fenders in the rear. This is a bit too skinny in the rear, if you ask me, but other than that, I think this is what an M5 should look like. It's sort of, you do see that it is more than a regular 5 Series, but it's also not over the top, and I think it's a very handsome car, especially considering now we have that elephant thing. This is much better. So at the front you get a different bumper for the M5 with grating and big intakes, and everything is better. Also like that golden touch for the bracing there. We also did that on our M135i back in the day. Nice touch. We've got, I think these are wrapped, like slightly smoked headlights, and then you've got wheels and tires and brakes on the car as well. In this case, very good ones. These are Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. This is a 275 at the front, and we've got carbon ceramics, which, if I'm not mistaken, were standard on the first edition. So very nice. Also have adjustable suspension, carbon side skirt there, and at the rear we've got two 85s, and I think it's an M Performance spoiler as well. At the rear we've got an M Performance diffuser, M Performance exhaust with the carbon tips and the little M logo, and this is of course pre-OPF. So it's actually a proper exhaust, and then if you combine that with decat downpipes, it is super loud, and it's got one of the craziest like pops and bangs tune I've ever heard. Which I usually don't really care for, and I don't really in this case, but there is one big hit that you get sometimes, like an explosion, which is kind of cool, I have to admit. So we've got frozen dark red metallic there, individual paint, Venturi intakes, stock 600 horsepower, 750 newton meters of torque. The competition came later with 625 and the CS with 635. But this has had a tune, as I said, at Evolve. So let's have a look inside. We've got a very nice interior. You guys know that I love this generation. If you've seen my previous videos with these cars, this is so good. I mean, look at these seats. They are massive and they hug you in the best way. Big shoulder pads, nice and high, extended leg piece here, bolstering, adjustable, everything is so spot on. And then you've got this, you've got a regular screen, nothing fancy. You've got digital dials, but they are like analog looking, which is great. And then you've got your climate down here. This all works really well. And then, you know, Rear space is actually pretty good. These seats do take up a little bit of space compared to a regular 5 Series, I think, but it's actually pretty doable, I would say. Alcantara steering wheel as well, nice. And then we'll start it up in M2. No horsey McHorse face over there. We do have Sheepy McSheepy face over there. I'm going to guess he's far away enough, but oh, okay, that was valves closed still. Yeah, well, we're not going to rev it. He's too close. Oh, there's a little one as well. Okay, I'm happy that I didn't do it. Okay, so we got Bowers & Wilkins audio as well, which is super nice. And then you get a M5 first edition 1 of 400 badge over there, which is a nice touch. So I've got my setup in M1 is 2-wheel drive, M2 is 4-wheel drive sport, which is nice. And yeah, let's head out. Let's go and have some fun. So we're going for M2. No, we're going for M1, 2-wheel drive. This of course was introduced with this generation, and when it came out I felt like this car was a bit too soft and a bit too, I don't know, too safe, because of the 4-wheel drive, and the suspension was quite soft, and it didn't feel that pointy at the front end, if that makes sense, compared to an F10. The bangs are really loud. Compared to an F10, this is like a big bruiser. Oh. And I didn't really like that, but then the competition was introduced and it sort of started to make sense, because the competition felt much better, had more negative camber at the front, different suspension setup, etc. And then this car started making sense. You know, if you want to daily drive an M5, this is super nice because it's a bit more comfortable. And this is actually being used as a daily driver in this car, which is really cool. Now, this tune, of course, does mean that it is a completely different animal. I don't really want to drive it too hard on the B road here, because these bangs are just so loud, and there are a lot of animals around here, over there as well. So just keep it quiet for now. We'll do a launch control over there. 3.4 seconds for the stock car, and I did do a launch control earlier, and it was a bit quicker than stock. What are you doing? Are you also preparing to do a launch control? Okay, we'll do it over here. Alright, so I love the way that you can just switch between rear and 4-wheel drive that easily. 4-wheel drive sport for the launch, foot on the brake, full throttle. Oh. That is 0 to 100. I did 3.15, which is really quick. I think you can do it. Oh, I think you can do it even quicker. Oh. See, that's the big bang I was talking about. It hits you really hard sometimes, because you don't expect it, because it's not all the time, and then suddenly it just goes kaboom, and it's quite nice. The other like pops and bangs that are slightly repetitive, I don't really care for that, but the big one, I love that. I mean, this car is being driven in and around The Hague in the Netherlands, like a relatively big city. I can imagine that with this pops and bangs tune, you're going to have a lot. Oh! You're going to have a lot of negative attention as well, but anywho. So let's hit the Autobahn. Oh, I love that. It drive sport, it really hooks up. It's such a good driving mode because you just feel like your front wheels, they are like your traction control, so you can adjust the car with the rear axle, and you have those front wheels to claw you out of it. Okay, so we're going to switch to sport for the suspension. That properly, but it is a quick car. I did 6.47, 100 to 200, which is quite quick, and it does mean that the car is, you know, 750 horsepower is what I was told. I think that checks out. I love this iDrive system as well. It is so much better. It's so easy to use, and you basically have almost all of the same functions, and it is just so much better. But what a nice car. Oh, this is how you build an M5. Oh, brakes, lovely carbon ceramics. Making a video over there. Bye. Oh, so we've got roadworks ahead, so I'm going to turn around. But wow, what a nice car. Thank you so much for coming and letting me have a go. It is a good car, this. Man, it is a good car. It's, what is it? 500-600 kilos lighter than the new M5. I mean, it just feels like it's in a completely different category, right? If you drive that M5, it feels like you're an SUV driver. Oh, this feels like a big sports saloon on steroids. And that is what an M5 is supposed to feel like, if you ask me. So if you have everything in Sport Plus, oh, look at that! It just hooks up. Oh, what a nice car. Man, enjoy it while you can, because, you know, as recent years have shown, we're not going in the right direction, if you ask me. So, little blast from the past. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks again for taking the car to us, really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. Check out this video, this playlist, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye.